My name is Owen Richards and I'm the director of Ben Hur for my final show. I've conducted a couple of interviews with cast members to my director and audience members who saw the Ben Hur comedy in last summer at West Acre Theatre, which I was in for a little part of and I did mainly for the stage management of.
So why did you conduct these interviews?
So first of all, the audiences, the people I did the interviews for the audience, they're all different age ranges. So I had someone that's around my age, someone's quite older, so I could see different viewpoints of the performance to see if there's anything offensive, anything they really enjoyed, something they perhaps didn't enjoy as much, something they would add in or take out next time to kind of enhance and make my performance better from an audience point of view. But then also, like I said, I've talked to my director to steal ideas off him, so I'm not going to copy off him. I'm going to steal ideas off him to help me with research, to also like techniques he used for helping his cast to become these characters. And also I talked to the cast members to see if they can give any help to my cast, so any techniques they use to get into the mindset of the characters to help my cast with research, journal, and overall improving their character.
Who's it for?
So I've already kind of stated this is for myself, so I can see another director's viewpoint of the show Ben Hur, and also for my cast, so they can see kind of what a rough kind of idea of the performance is. Even though we're not copying it, it's still chunks of it we're taking to put in our own, and then we're adding our own bits and pieces into it as well. Then also for the moderator who's going to be reviewing my performance and also all my written work, so I have this as extra evidence to show that I've looked deeper into other past performance. So yeah.
So how will this help your cast and yourself?
Well, from watching the interviews of the audiences, it's been quite surprised to see how different people's viewpoints were. So one of the people that I interviewed was my age, and they found bits that were quite funny than one of the other audience members didn't particularly enjoy because the humour is different. So it's quite interesting to see the different range of humour through age. So that's quite interesting. We'll have to look more into. So that's helped me develop a little bit more of research I can look into. And so yeah, for my cast, obviously, and I think that will help them again develop on their characters, and also help me as a director to help my cast improve as characters. And yeah, thank you.
Gwyn Richards?
Alright, straight into the question. What scene stood out and why?
Well, I thought the scene with the boat was very good, actually. I thought the sets were very good, and I was very realistic.
Okay. What scenes didn't stand out and why?
I didn't quite like the family scenes. I thought they went on for too long and too much conversation.
Okay, so if it was done again, less...
Yeah, more action, less, just lots of talking, didn't really make much sense.
Okay, yep. So what characteristics worked and didn't work and why?
I thought the actor that played Ben Hur's mum was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a squeaky voice, but that made it quite amusing. And yeah, I thought he was very good.
Okay, and what worked and didn't work in the performance? So this could be anywhere through set to lighting to staging or props.
I thought the props were very good because, say, it was very minimalistic. I'll say that again. Minimalistic. So the boat scene was very good. I thought the chariot race was very good. I thought the camels were very good. So with very minimal props, I thought it came across of what they were trying to show. I can't think of anything that really didn't work that well. I thought it was all very good.
Okay, and what elements made you laugh the most?
I thought Ben Hur's the mum was very good. I thought just having the funny voice and the actions. To be truthful, I didn't think it was as funny as some people. I saw the audience and they all really loved it, and I didn't. I wasn't as moved as a lot of other people there.
And why do you think it was that?
I don't know. I probably just didn't get the humour as much as everyone else.
Okay, and what Should the performance aim for more laughter, or should it keep it to how it is, or should it aim for more jokes?
Yeah, no, I think the laughter was fine. I think that was the whole point of the show, and the audience loved it. So all around me, everybody was really enjoying it, and I did enjoy it. But I didn't think it was as funny as a lot of the other people. So yeah, so more jokes would have been better for me. But it's only because I just didn't. That sense of humour didn't work for me.
Okay, and did you get offended at all? Because obviously the Jesus, isn't it? A lot of people would get offended by that. Or was there anything else that might have offended you?
No, I think it was done very tongue in cheek, and I thought it was really well done.
Okay, and did you enjoy the performance as a whole? If not, why? And if
As I said, I didn't think it was as funny as everyone else, so the audience really enjoyed it. But it was good, and I'm glad I went. But I didn't think it was as good as everyone else thought it was. And I say I think it's probably the sense of humour didn't work for me as a lot of the other audience.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carol Richards and I went to see a performance of Ben Hur last summer.
Okay, getting straight into the questions. So what scenes stood out and why?
Well, obviously the chariot race, because in the film it's a big scene which everyone knows about, and I was really wondering how they were going to portray this on the stage, and it was really clever, the use of the revolving stage for the motion, but also just the simplicity of the actual chariots themselves, and with the music added to the atmosphere as well, and in the background the different scenes that went on the background made it even funnier. So yeah, that was a really good scene. The other one was it was a really simple scene, and it was the wise men, and again their camels, and just the way they acted it. They acted it very seriously, but the words were really funny, and that made that a very funny, memorable scene for me anyway.
Okay, so what scenes didn't stand out as much and why?
I think there was a sea battle, and it just didn't really add anything to the performance. It could have just been referenced to with narration. It didn't really add anything to it. Yeah.
Okay, any other scenes, or was that?
No, I think maybe some of the scenes were a little long, because it was actually a really long performance anyway. So yeah, maybe some of the scenes were a little long at times.
Right, so what characteristics worked and didn't work, and why?
So I liked the way the actor that portrayed Jesus, the way he did
Omar.
that. Omar, that's the one. Yeah. Because he didn't make it funny. He just portrayed it, I think, how a lot of people think Jesus would have been, and he was very calm and serene, looking up all the time, and that was very clever the way that was done, because it wasn't making fun of the character. One thing I do feel, in going back to the chariot race, was that Daniel's anger over seeing Omar with Crystal didn't come out as much as it should have done. There wasn't enough reference made to it, and because in the actual chariot race in the film, he's not trying to kill him, but he's in the play, obviously his anger over seeing him with Crystal is overcoming, and he is actually wanting to kill him, and that wasn't emphasised enough, and I think that was something that he needed to do.
Okay, so what worked and didn't work in the performance? So this could be anywhere to set, props, lighting.
Well, the props were really good, because obviously the whole thing about it is that it's really amateurish performance, and that came across in the props and everything. That was very good. The main character, Daniel, was really very, very, very funny, and his portrayal of this person that thinks he's God's gift, if you like, to acting just really came across. And that was really funny.
Okay. So what elements made you laugh the most?
I really liked the audience participation, where they were given a card. I think that was after we came back from was it just before half time, the interval?
Interval, yeah, just before.
Just before the interval, and you had the front row of the audience had to say what was written on their cards, and that was really funny because some of the members of the audience really did get into it, and then obviously the rest of them were given lines that they had to shout out at a time, and that was engaging the audience in that way was really good. I enjoyed that. The other one, there was one little thing, and it was the stagehand when he came on, and he did something with one of the props. I think he made the bust fall or something, and as though it was tumbling over the edge, and that was really funny. And I don't think they made enough of that. They could use that particular character more throughout the whole performance, to have in the background doing those funny things. It would make it seem more amateurish, and especially in like the more serious scenes, they could have that bit of comedy in the background.
Right, so should the performance aim for more laughter, or should it keep to how it is?
Definitely some more laughter. Say using that stagehand in the background of more serious, what they're trying to portray serious scenes, would make it even funnier.
Okay, so did anything offend you, and if so, why?
No, not at all. So I think the scenes with Jesus and everything, they weren't poking fun at Jesus or Christianity in any way. They portrayed him, I think, as I said before, many people see it, and the comedy came from the reaction of the other players, it wasn't actually making fun of it, so no, I don't know, nothing at all.
Okay, so last question. Did you enjoy the performance as a whole, and why?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It was very entertaining, and just a very, very funny concept, really, of taking this epic film and putting it on with just 4 people, and it was just very funny.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm David Connor. I directed a production of Ben Hur at West Acre Theatre.
Alright, so first question is, in your opinion, what is the funniest scene?
I think it's if you go on the sort of the reaction from the audience, I would say probably the scene in the villa where Omar comes on and dances and he plays the waiter character. That seems to get the best reaction most nights.
So what would you say each character's traits are? So for example, Edgar is the funny one.
They're a good selection of characters. I think that Daniel is the man who wrote the whole thing. He's one of those characters that has a very strong sense of his own abilities and what he can do, and he doesn't like anybody else to get any credit for anything, and it's only at the end of the play that he realises how much the rest of the cast respect him. Then you've got Edgar, who tries, to play as many different characters as possible. He just seems to be kind of out to please, really. That seems to be his main characteristic. Crystal is an interesting character. She almost sort of looks like she doesn't quite understand how she's got into this show, that she's sort of almost there sort of by mistake, and lots of things are happening around her that she doesn't quite understand why they're all going wrong and what's happening to her. So she seems to spend quite a lot of time sort of slightly confused, but also a little bit above everything. I think she's quite a good actress, and she feels she's maybe just a little bit too good for everything that's going on. And Omar is an actor who thinks he should get more credit for his talents and the work that he's done, particularly his work in daytime soap on Welsh TV. Yeah. He thinks he should get more credit for that. Yes.
Okay, so what struggles did you have whilst directing the performance, if there was any?
Well, I think the main thing was just the sort of the sheer amount of work to get through. Really, there's a lot of sort of different scenes, and they all presented different challenges. But once we worked out that you could do things sort of quite simply, the galleon, for example, the Roman galley. Once we worked out that we could just do it with a couple of benches, that helped things to move things along. And once we'd worked out that we could use a lot of projections for things as well and set scenes using projections, that helped. And also having the revolve to play with as well helped us to overcome a lot of things. But it was mainly just the sheer amount of stuff that we had to get through, because there was a lot of scenes to work our way through.
Okay, so what techniques did you use as a director to help improve the show?
I think I just tried to encourage the actors to sort of be as kind of funny as they possibly could be, if you see what I mean. I mean, just allow them to do things that were, a bit kind of over the top, and really kind of enjoy that element of doing things over the top and being, silly with it, and being almost kind of overacting. But I think we made one of the things that we made at the beginning. We made a decision was that these were not bad actors; they were just in a bad play. So it wasn't a question of people acting badly. It was a question. I mean, Omar, Edgar, Crystal, they're all good actors. They just happen to be performing a really bad script. So we had to allow, when they could act well, we had to let that happen, rather than doing lots of bad acting for 2 hours, which would have got boring.
Okay, and last question. If you did this show again, what would you do to make it better?
Crikey. Do you know what? Probably not a great deal. I don't think. I think I was quite happy with the result. I would probably have liked maybe an extra couple of days just to tidy some things up and get rid of a few kind of that sound effect, by the way, is for productions of dumb waiter. Just sort of tidying things up, really, rather than changing things entirely, because every time I asked for a prop or a bit of costume, it turned up, it arrived, it was great, so I wouldn't change much there. It's just time is always against you, so I would just would have loved a couple of extra days just to tidy a few things up, that's all.